The lights inside the Rizin arena burned bright as thousands of fans filled the stands, their voices echoing through the massive venue. In Japan, fight night was never just about competition. It was about spectacle, pride, and warriors proving themselves in front of the world. And on this night, all eyes were fixed on a man who was slowly becoming one of the most fascinating fighters in the sport. Yuri Prochazka. Tall, unpredictable, and fearless, Prochazka had built a reputation for fighting like a storm. Wild movement, dangerous striking, and an intensity that made every moment feel chaotic. But his journey in Rizin had not been perfect. Earlier in his career, he had suffered a brutal knockout loss to Muhammad King Mo Lawal. For many fighters, a defeat like that could shake their confidence. But for Yuri, it did the opposite. The loss ignited something deeper inside him. Since that moment, he had been on an incredible run, determined to prove that he belonged among the best fighters in the world. Fans in Japan had begun to see something special in him, a warrior spirit that fit perfectly with the dramatic style of Rizin. But standing across the ring tonight was a man ready to stop that momentum. Karl Albrektsson. The Swedish fighter was still relatively unknown to many fans. With only a handful of professional fights, he didn't yet carry the same reputation as his opponent. But those who understood the sport knew that Albrektsson possessed dangerous skills, particularly his wrestling and ground control. This fight promised a clash of styles, a wild striker versus a calculated grappler. And as the referees signaled for the fight to begin, the tension inside the arena rose to another level. Because both fighters knew this night could change everything. As the fight began, both men moved carefully around the ring, studying each other's movements. Despite their reputations for explosive action, the opening moments were cautious. Each fighter understood that one mistake could immediately shift the balance of the fight. Prochazka moved in his usual unpredictable rhythm. His hands hung low, his head constantly weaving side to side. It looked almost reckless, but the movement made him extremely difficult to hit cleanly. Albrektsson remained patient. The Swedish fighter waited for the right moment, and then suddenly exploded forward. Closing the distance quickly, he grabbed hold of Prochazka and forced the fight to the ground. It was exactly where he wanted to be. Under Rizin rules, the first round lasted 10 minutes, giving grapplers plenty of time to control the fight. And with nearly 8 minutes still remaining, Albrektsson began working methodically from the top position. Slowly, he advanced. Carefully adjusting his weight and leverage, he searched for openings while delivering short punches and elbows. His style wasn't about overwhelming pressure. It was about steady control and constant disruption. From the bottom, Prochazka struggled to escape. He attempted explosive movements, trying to buck his opponent off and create space. But without his feet planted firmly on the mat, his escapes lacked power. Every attempt drained more energy, while Albrektsson calmly maintained control. Minute after minute passed. The Swedish fighter stayed on top, occasionally landing strikes and preventing Prochazka from building momentum. From the outside, it appeared that Albrektsson was slowly taking over the fight. But beneath him, Prochazka remained composed. Even while losing position, he absorbed very little damage and carefully waited for an opportunity to return to his feet. Because for Yuri Prochazka, the fight was far from over. Eventually, after several exhausting minutes on the ground, Prochazka finally managed to scramble free. The moment he returned to his feet, the energy inside the arena instantly shifted. The crowd could sense that the fight had entered a new phase. Standing up was where Yuri Prochazka was most dangerous. But Albrektsson refused to abandon his strategy. Realizing the danger of striking exchanges, he once again forced the fight back to the mat. For a moment, it looked like the same story would repeat itself. Yet something had changed. As the clock ticked down toward the final seconds of the round, the Swedish fighter's nose began to bleed. Whether it came from a strike or a clash of heads wasn't entirely clear, but the sight of blood created urgency. Time was running out. With less than half a minute remaining, the fight suddenly exploded into chaos. Prochazka scrambled back to his feet once more. This time, he didn't hesitate. A sharp punch snapped forward. Then another. Albrektsson tried to respond, but the momentum had shifted. Suddenly, a powerful uppercut shot upward through the guard and landed cleanly. The impact rocked the Swedish fighter instantly. His balance collapsed as the crowd erupted in shock. Prochazka surged forward with unstoppable aggression. Punches flew in rapid succession as Albrektsson stumbled backward, desperately trying to stay upright. But the storm had already begun. Another strike landed, and then another. Finally, Albrektsson fell to the canvas. The referee stepped in immediately, waving off the fight just seconds before the round could end. From the brink of defeat, Yuri Prochazka had delivered a stunning comeback victory. Moments earlier, he had been trapped on the ground, losing the fight. But in the final seconds, he changed everything. And with that dramatic finish, a new star in Rizin had truly arrived.